shareholder status. I did accept when we decided to stay in Virginia Beach. I ended up accepting like 3 months later because I actually went up to Massachusetts, looked at the housing market, and did all that. And I said, I grew up here. I remember what it was like being here. Great memories, but it was also starting new.
What's not your person's where's your wife?
She's from Bedford, Pennsylvania. So we're both transplants. So we were going to have that issue whether we went to Massachusetts or Pennsylvania, and that's when we decided, you know what, heck, it's just easier to bring her mother down and my parents down. We were, yeah, actually we bring our parents, her father's deceased, so we bring her mom down 4 or 5 times a year. She spends 2 or 3 weeks at a time. I bring my mother down. My father doesn't like to travel, so he stays at home. But it's, it works for everyone.
When you were with the CPA firm, did you ever consider going with a private company?
I never did. Because I had those special services opportunities where I could go out to Utah and be the controller for a period of time, or I could go to Atlanta and do that. I really never had the desire to go internal. So other than those temporary positions as controllers, I don't know what it would be like. For me, I think we have some great companies in the area. So being in-house with some of the big firms, with big organizations, private sector would be a great job. I wouldn't think it would be boring at least, but I think you do something different all the time. But for me, it's always been more of the professional services. Did he buy the firm? Yes, he did. Does he still own it? I don't know. He did buy it.
We had Marty Einhorn coming in January speaking. He was talking about the accredited business valuation, that licensing. And I was kind of curious in terms of your advice from a litigation standpoint of how we become experts and become expert witnesses going to court. What is the path to get there? Because I've spoken with friends who said it's a very difficult process to get that first sitting to actually get into court. So I don't know if you have any advice for that.
I think you have to set yourself apart first and make a name for yourself first in a specialty area. Once you become published, then I think it becomes easier to be recognized as an expert. It doesn't, I'm not saying that you have to be published to do that. You get to know a lot of, I know a lot of CPAs. The other thing I'm not afforded, I work Chinese CPAs. But you get to know a lot of CPAs, and you just get a comfort with them, seeing them practice. So if you want to do that, 2 things. One is you can be published, or just in your services that you render, if you're as professional and as diligent as you can be, then that'll happen for you. The valuation, that's a special designation now. Isn't it a separate test for business valuation experts and stuff? So, there's 2 different. There's the business valuation experts, which you have to be accredited and have to go through all of that. But then there's just your straight expert testimony. Fraud examinations. I think if you have those special credentials for fraud examiners, it'll certainly make your ability to be an expert a lot easier. But typically, if you do tax preparation, you call into court as a tax expert on a divorce matter. Again, your attorney is not going to interpret tax return. I get attorneys coming into my office all the time. What is this K1 thing? What does this do? What does this mean? It's all right there, perfectly understandable. So you're going to, in the divorce field, a lot of accountants get called in for expert testimony when it comes to tax returns. Absolutely. Absolutely. You know,
But you got great instructors like.
it does help because if you, I only instruct in the graduate program, so yes, absolutely, take the MSA program. I think in this environment, it is difficult enough to get a job. And with you being thrown into practice much quicker, I think that extra education of an MSA is very valuable. One of the frustrations, I'll tell you, one of the frustrations that I had as a CPA was this. I was a senior, right below manager, so part of my job was reviewing work papers. And there'd be nothing more frustrating to see a work paper for this year's audit prepared by a junior that had the same misspellings, and the only thing they've done is change the numbers. Basically, they didn't do any kind of test functions. And it's unfortunate that that happens. When I was a senior, it wasn't kind for the associate or the junior who did that, but you really need to express your own independent thought. What I was going to say was, with the MSA, you have real-life experiences, hopefully, that you're seeing during your class studies that you can actually put to practice when you go out in the real world and start working. So that extra year, I think, can be very useful for you. And you're going to be expected. And remember this, when you are, I hope I'm not in the soapbox, but when you are licensed as a CPA, that license is issued to you, no one else. So when you are in professional practice doing what you're doing, you have your own license. You need to do what you're supposed to do. You need to do what you feel is required of whatever you're being asked to, not what someone else is asking you to do. Whenever a client gets out of line with me, I always tell them, my license is not for them. So when you get into a professional, and it happens all the time, I think I said it in class. Another person asked me to make a call to a third party, and I felt it wasn't the right thing to do, and I refused to do it. You can't be pressured into whether it's a client relationship or your boss. I think they will appreciate you standing up and saying and explaining why you don't think that's correct. And you need to be careful early on, because obviously with experience comes knowledge, and you're just coming out. So you have to be delicate in how you come across and say, this is what I'm seeing. But it's important. And when you become a CPA, you'll have to take Doug's ethics course, and you'll learn more about that. And Randy asked me earlier which one's more ethical, lawyers or CPAs. And for the record, us lawyers, we've had to take 2 hours of ethics for the last umpteen years, and the CPA profession is now doing it, what, 4 or 5 years now?
No,
9 years?
Year
9.
Since 04.
Like I said, go.
No, but we had our ethics right after we passed the CPA.
Right.
And we don't need it. We already have it.
We have to be constant, lawyers need to be constantly reminded that there is this thing called ethics. But I'm a firm believer, though, that you can't teach ethics. You know what's right or wrong. But you need to, when you are licensed, you just need to keep in mind that is your license, and you need to protect it. Any other questions? Thanks for having me. Thank you very much. You're very welcome.
Thank you, everybody. I hope you all have a wonderful spring break. And just so you know that the meeting, when we come back for spring break, we will have representative from KPMG here, so please try to make that meeting. And, yeah, enjoy your break.